As you've seen in my previous video, you probably should check your L fuel level before you start your ride. Ooh. Ooh. We'll wait for this bad mamma jamma to warm up. If you look on my previous videos, I had a phone mount right here, kind of zip tied up, but I thought it was a little ugly, so I took it off. And I took off the little sticker for carbon fiber, it's fake carbon fiber. I took that off. It's got a little residue still left on it. But I think it looks cleaner, nicer. My GoPro mount. Bar end. No bar end. That's because I don't plan on falling on this side. Only this side. So that's why I'm allowed to do that. No one else is allowed to do that. Hello. How the heck are you? Somebody's texting me. Who the heck? Who? Who is it? I can't be checking that while I'm driving. Are you insane? Alright, maybe I'll check it right now. Who is it? It is my wife. Alright, I gotta put this away before it turns green. Turn green. Turn green. Turn green. Turn green. Let's sync up these cameras. If you're wondering how to sync up cameras, video to audio without doing it the hard way, you can just do it like this. You get in front of the camera that you're primarily going to use for video, the primary camera for your audio, which is this guy right here. And then you're just going to make sure that this one can hear you, that one can see you, and you're going to clap. Boom. And that's it. That's all you do. And then whenever you're editing, you just got to put the video of that one with the sound of this one, and then now you're synced. As long as you don't stop and restart your video on either camera, you're Gucci. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay, let's roll out. Hello, how you doing? Today's video has a theme, and the theme is this bike. This is a 2004 ZX10R 998 cc's of love. She is quick, she is nimble, she is lovable. This is my first actual bike that I have my license and registration for and everything. I have illegally had a bike before. Well, I didn't illegally have it. I illegally drove it. I didn't have a license. I did not have a registration. All I had was a title on the bike. I think I might have not even had a title, to be honest. No, I did have a title. That bike was technically my first motorcycle. It was a 1994 Suzuki VL800, I think it was called. It was a cruiser. It was super cheap. I bought it for like $900. I worked on it more than I rode it. And I was ready to get out of that life and get into a life where I could hop on my bike and start it and go. Oh, hey boys, what's up? Hey! Okay, they didn't see me. Whatever. It's fine. You know, it's cool. That's okay. Who really needs friends anyway? Look at me, I got plenty right here and over here too. Plenty of friends. From the title of this video, you can tell that this is going to be about a little comparison from this 2004 Generation 1, yes, the very first ZX10R that Kawasaki offered is this guy right here. Right now, this thing weighs 430 pounds without me on it. This is completely a wet weight. It has oil in it and full tank of gas, weighs 430 pounds. If you look at the brand new ZX6 right now, it weighs 428 pounds. So within 5 pounds, you are handling a 1,000 amount of power in a 600 weighted bike. It's an absolute disaster of a combination. With some engine specifications for 2004, it claims that this thing is about 150 to 160 horsepower. So 150, 160 horsepower, and also has, I think it is, what is it? 84, I think it's 84 foot-pounds of torque. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on, maybe it's 86 or something like that. And the thing is, the brand new 2019 ZX10R, the 2019 ZX10R also has the same amount of torque. They're within 2/10 of each other with the same amount of torque. But the only difference is this bike right here has all of that 86 foot-pounds of torque at 9,500 RPMs. That is low in the RPM range if you look at all the other super bikes of today, all the other leader bikes of today. That's a very low number. 9,500 is your peak torque, and it kind of carries out through the rev range. It kind of stays around that 85 foot-pound mark. So what Kawasaki did was in 2019, or actually I don't know when they started it, but the 2019 ZX10R has that same amount of torque, that 86. They moved it to the upper portion of the rev range. So now the new 2019 ZX10R has all of that torque at 11,500 RPMs. So instead of 9,500, they moved it to 11,500. It probably makes it more street friendly because you are not so quick to get into the maximum torque that you can get out of this bike. I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing or not. I've never ridden on a track, so I don't know when you need your max torque or when you need your maximum ability to push out of a corner or something. But I would assume, to me, the first thing I think of is I would want it as low as possible, because when I'm coming into a turn, I'm probably going to sit at 9,000 RPMs. So having that torque immediately whenever I come out of turn that's what I would think I want. So anyway, yeah, that's what Kawasaki did for the 2019 model, is that torque range is moved up to 11,500 RPMs. And also, even though this bike in the 2019 has the same amount of torque, the 2019 has an incredibly bigger amount of power. It has, so this bike, as I said, Kawasaki or manufacturer claimed 160 horsepower. That's a pretty big number, even for today's standards, not for superbikes. Superbikes now are getting into the 200 range, which is what the
The 2019 is actually, I think Kawasaki claimed 200 or 190 or something around those numbers. And looking at dyno charts for 100% stock, bone stock 2004 ZX10R, they have 142, I think, horsepower is what it actually pulled on a dyno. Given it could be the type of dyno that it is, could skew those numbers a little bit, but 142 for this 2004, and for the 2019 it's pulling 162, I think they're exactly, hey, there's a motorcycle dude. So yeah, 162, I think, bone stock with the ugly cat and ugly muffler and everything on the 2019. 162 horsepower. So you're gaining 20 horsepower by going to that newer bike, but keeping the same amount of torque. What's up, dude? I think that's a moped, honestly. Let's go this way. No, it's not. What is that? CBR 500. So yeah, you're getting 20 extra horsepower with that 2019 bike, and keeping that same amount of torque. So they've tuned the engine to make it that way. I'm assuming with reviews and track riding and all that stuff, they figured that that's a good or the best combination for 2019. The whole point of this video, the comparison factor, or why I want to compare these bikes. Whenever Kawasaki releases a brand new redesigned bike, I want a brand new fairing design. I want a brand new fairing design. I want not a typical digital tack. I want a full LED color tack. Whenever they come out with that, whenever they release that, it's supposed to be, last year it was October 11th when they came out on the Kawasaki website. If you go there, you can go through the preview pictures that are scrolling across the screen, and it says that the Tokyo Motor Show is where they are going to possibly release the new and improved ZX10R design. Whenever I find out what that is supposed to be, what an idiot. Whenever they find out what that's supposed to be, if it is a completely new redesigned motorcycle, then I am going to immediately post this thing for sale. And whenever I post this thing for sale, my end goal is I'm going to pre-order that new Kawasaki, and I am going to do a lot of videos on the new ZX10R. If everything works out, that is my plan right now. But also what Kawasaki has done for the past, since 2011, is all the ZX10Rs look the exact same. They have the same tack, and they have the same speedometer, they have the same body style. They changed very little since 2011. And if it looks the same as those bikes, then I'm gonna stick with this guy until Kawasaki decides to reinvent the ZX10R. That's what I want. I want a brand new ZX10R, LED gauges, I want brand new fairings, I want it completely different body style. And we'll see whenever October, I'm not sure what date it is, but whenever October, mid-October comes around and the Tokyo Motor Show happens and Kawasaki decides what they're gonna do with their life, then that's when I'll decide if I need to sell this guy. guys are ruining my day. Alright, so while I'm stuck behind these guys, I might as well do if I have any complaints about this bike. It's kind of hard to do a complaint video about this ZX10 because it is so old. It's gonna have issues immediately, gonna have issues, and that is going to be from over 10 years, actually 15 exactly, 2004 to 2019, almost 2020, 15 years of riding and everything that whatever the heck this bike has been through. List complaints. It's kind of hard to do that because it's going to have issues inherently. But what I would say, complaint number one, I'm going to say that the suspension is kind of rough. I know it's a super sport. I know it's made to be racing on a race track. So the suspension is geared toward that, but it's a 2004 ZX10R, but it's just not comfortable. It is just not that comfortable. The seat is not that bad. I sitting on newer sport bikes. Sitting on newer sport bikes, the seat is kind of plush. It's been sat on for 15 years, so I'm sure that it has gotten squishier than what it was, but it feels pretty good. The seat feels pretty good. The peg position feels pretty good. My legs aren't cramped. They're not up in my guts. They're not way down low. They're not too far back. They're just right for me. I feel like I'm very, very comfortable on this 2004 ZX10R. So yeah, the suspension is that number one complaint, that it is kind of harsh, but it also, it's a 2004. So am I allowed to complain? I don't know, but if I had a complaint, that'd be one. Number two complaint would definitely be, right now I guess, the complaint would be these fairings. They actually, not the look at them at all, but the fit on the bike. They jiggle around. I can hear them as I hit bumps, even small bumps. I can hear the squeaking of the plastics rubbing up against each other. Complaint number three would be the mirrors. These are the stock mirrors on the ZX10R. And they, or 2004's ZX10R, and what they do is every time, I don't know if you can see this, but whenever I have my normal riding position, whenever I'm sitting in a normal riding position, I'm staring at my forearms. I'm staring at my forearms. If they could maybe move it down just a touch or something, it would probably alleviate that problem. All right, let's see what this thing can do. So as you can see, she's not slow at all, and I wasn't really paying attention because all I do is listen to the engine, but I'm pretty dang sure right there I was not hitting that rev limiter or not hitting that red line like a normal racer would. It is the only 1000 I've ridden. So do I have anything to compare it to? No. According to the paper, all these ZX10s, and actually the ZX6s also, they all can go 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, maybe 2.9 to 3. That is about the range that I found So that is an absolutely incredible feature to get a bike that can do 3-second 60, 0 to 60s for this cheap. You're getting supercar amount of power to weight ratio for like $10,000 or however much you buy your even a 600 for, which is absolutely insanely incredible. So one thing that I've noticed, just a side note, here in Hawaii, is there are not very many twisty roads, and when there are twisty roads, it happens to be a road that everybody travels on. So this one, it has two, see, just like that sign right there, it has two little pretty decent sweeps, but I can't do anything because there's always a car on it. Look, there's a truck in front of me, 2 cars have already passed me. There's no point where this thing is empty, and I hate it because all I want to do is, you know, scrape my knee on the concrete. I literally want to scrape the skin off, and I can't. I'm going 29 miles an hour right now. Is that a popo? Yes, sir, it is. Hello, bye-bye. Oh, so I forgot. I was talking about complaints. So I think I was on complaint number 3. Or I think I was on complaint number 4. I don't remember. So anyway, I have the suspension. That's my number 1. My number 2, I think, were the mirrors. I don't know. I lost track. My wife, I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. So my next complaint about this bike is the brakes. I really don't like these brakes. They are very, very soft. I don't know where the heck I am. How the heck do I get out of here? Oh, I think I went in and out. Yeah, I was talking about the brakes. The brakes are very soft. I don't know if that's because of its age, but that is definitely a complaint, is the brakes. All right, guys, my fellow YouTubing human beings, I want you guys to let me know how to make my content better. What will make you want more? What will make you stay on the video? Oh, a dragonfly almost kamikazed my head. So what will make you guys subscribe to me? That's what I want to know. Write it down in the comments. Let me get attacked with criticism so I know exactly what I'm doing wrong and what I need to do to fix it. Let me know. Until next time, my guys, stay riding and stay safe, guys. Watch out for everyone out there. It's insane. Stay safe. Peace.